Okay, so we have done about the mitosis. Okay, we've done the mitosis. So now we're going to look at what is so important about the mitosis. So basically, we can classify the importance of the mitosis into these four categories. The first, we talk about the growth. Okay, basically, we do know that we are come from the zygote. So how from zygotes become multicellular organism? Then we have to depend on the mitosis because zygote is only one cell. So from one cell to get million, even trillions of the cells, we have to go through the mitosis. Okay. Second, we're going to do replacement of the cell and repair the tissues. This is very important, guys. We replace the cell, repair the tissues. Okay. Mitosis, write down. Mitosis actually cannot repair cells. Yeah. Okay, if a cell damage really means damage. So mitosis cannot replace a cell, but mitosis can help to repair the tissues. Now, what does this mean? So if let's say this is a tissues, okay, the tissues. So if any damage, let's say damage here, okay, damage. Okay, laceration. So mitosis can help to replace the cells. Can I see that? So replace the cell and repair tissues. Okay, so it's not repairing the cells. Asexual reproductions definitely, and also the clone. And last but not least, we talk about immune response, okay, where we have the B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte involved, okay, in this what we call the clonal expansion. But for today, we're going to talk more detail about these three: growth, replacement of cells, repair tissue, is reproduction. Immune response will be the next chapter, immunity. The note have been uploaded, so please go through the notes. Okay, so by today we should finish this topic already. So on Wednesday, okay, so we're going to start with the immunity. Okay, so we start with the growth. So we do know that, okay, the two daughter cell form will have the same number of chromosomes as the parent cells are genetically identical. So it means that this is very important, allow us to develop from the zygote into the multicellular organism. So in this part here, we need to have the mitosis. But in fact, we should know that not only mitosis, but also involve the development. Okay, developments and also the specialization. When specialization takes place, then it will develop into a different organ, for example, liver, pancreas, and so on. Okay, so if no development and specialization, basically we are like a meatball. Okay, so the growth, not only mitosis here, the idea is to increase the number. Okay, increase the number of cells. But in order to specialize, then it involves the gene control. Okay, development specialization. For example, red blood cell, then you're going to express, okay, carbonic anhydrase, hemoglobin. If let's say in this pancreatic cells, okay, Langerhans, islet Langerhans, then they produce insulin, okay. So they become specializations, okay. So this is part of the growth and development. Normally we put two together, development, okay. So you can see that we start from stage number 1, zygote, 1 day or to the 8 days, and continue up to 23 weeks in this case. Okay? Stage 1 until stage 8. Okay? And stage 23, so roughly about 60 days in this case. Okay? You can see that the development of the fetus. Okay, now next. So replacement of the cells and the repair of the tissues, we do know that constantly our cells are dying and replaced by the identical cell, particularly our skin cell and the lining of the GIT. Okay, so in this case, every time we shed off, okay, we remove the old layer of the cells, we need to repair, okay, the tissues. So in this case, we need to have the mitosis. Okay, and replacement of cells and the repair of tissues sometimes take place, okay, for some animal, for example, the starfish, when you remove one arm, it can actually regenerate a new arm, right? Like lizards, when the tail removed from the body, they can regenerate, but we can't. Okay, don't go and actually, okay, don't do this. Don't go and cut your finger and hopefully the finger will grow. Okay, so impossible to do this. Okay, so mitosis allows some. Okay, one of the reason here is, okay, we do have a gene. These genes actually involved in the regeneration of the body part. We do have this gene, but this gene become inactivated after we are born. So therefore, we won't be able to regenerate our body parts anymore. Okay, but for us, particularly some of the organs that we can regenerate back is liver. So therefore, you can actually donate part of your liver with no problem, because we can regenerate back our liver. Okay, liver with no issues, we can regenerate back. Okay, kidney cannot. Okay, you cannot say, okay, I remove one kidney, I can regenerate back another kidney. Okay, you can't do this, but liver can. Yeah. Next, we look at asexual reproductions generally. So here we can see that the offspring are genetically identical to the parents, so it depends on the unicellular or multicellular. So this part I want to clarify here. Okay, for asexual reproductions, so it depends on two kinds of organism. So prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic. So because prokaryotic cell, they don't have nucleus, so the process will be DNA replication. Straight away go to the cell division, which is binary fission. Are you clear? So they skip mitosis, okay, because they don't have the nucleus. If eukaryotic cells, then we can see that it's either unicellular or multicellular. If unicellular, then the process starts with the interphase, then go to mitosis, and go to the cell divisions, which is the binary fission again. Okay, multicellular then depend. If let's say fungus, then they use spore. If plant, okay, then they use a vegetative, okay, budding process. Okay, they don't use the binary fission. Binary fission is only for the unicellular. Okay, in this case. So for unicellular organisms, amoeba, mitosis, and cell division inevitably result in the reproductions. You can see that in this diagram. So they actually form this cleavage furrow, can you see that? And then the prayer parts to become two new amoeba. So this is asexual reproductions. Okay. So for multicellular organism, new individual may produce witches, but often parental as plants in various ways. For example, budding is more common way for the vegetative. So some may be detached from the parents and live independently. So for example, you can see that potato tuber, or sometimes the vegetative propagations from the leaf. Okay? So those are genetically identical, right? So the ability to generate whole organism from single cells or small group of cells is important in the biotechnology, and is a basic of cloning. Okay, when we talk about clone. How nice we can clone. If, for example, we can clone ourselves. Right? If you take 4 subjects, let's say that then clone ourselves into 4 persons, right? Okay, so then you don't need to study. Okay, 4 people go into one study what bio, one study physics, one study chemistry, and one study maths, and then go for the exam. Okay, so again, so in this case, cloning basically genetically identical. Okay. Okay, now next. How about immune response? Immune response, we need a lot of immune cells. Okay, so during immune response, we need a lot of lymphocytes. So we need to increase the number of lymphocytes. So this lymphocyte can be B lymphocyte or called B cells, or T lymphocyte called T cells. So in order to increase the number of B cells and T cells, we need to have the clonal expansion. Okay, I will explain these clonal expansions when we go to the immunity topic. So in this clonal expansion basically involves the mitosis. So we need to choose the correct clones to target a particular antigen. So that's why we call it clonal expansion. Okay, so with this, I've done for these topics. Okay, so stop the recording now.